Welcome everyone. I'm Matt, this is Desiree. We are here on Monday, November 13th, 2017 with your intermediate class recap. So today we're talking all about body rolls and body isolations. And body isolations are really important throughout the entirety of our West Coast swing dancing because I want to always know which parts of my body I want to move and which parts I don't. Even if I don't use that all the time, I always want to know kind of where my body is. The mirror is your best friend for these exercises. We practice this in front of a mirror. First we just roll our shoulders back and forward, just to kind of loosen up a little bit. We moved our ribs side to side, forward and back. We also made boxes with our ribs, just a nice square with all the directions. And then we cut out the corners to smooth it out and made a nice circle. First we went to the right, then we went to the left.
Remember to keep breathing.
Yep. We also did this sitting down, so it's very important when you're doing isolations to kind of like try to keep as many parts of your body still as you can. Chairs really help a lot because I can't move my hips then. If you hook your feet around and kind of hold the chair with your arms, then you can make sure you're just using your ribs. Because the tendency is that everything wants to go along for the ride. So I want to try to keep my shoulders still, try to keep my head still, try to keep my hips still, and just move my ribs. We also talked a little bit about hip movement. We didn't talk about this explicitly, but you could do sort of figure eights with your hips, just kind of to get used to it. I'm thinking about going diagonal forward, around and back, diagonal forward, around and back.
In which case, the rib cage is still and stationary.
Yep. Hips are super important for finishing the body rolls, which is one thing that we talked about a lot in class. I also want to be careful that I'm not taking my hips forwards, right? That's where we're getting to the danger zone. I can take my hips side to side, I can take my hips back, I don't want to take them straight forward. From there we talked about the body roll itself. The principle behind the body roll being that as each part of my body comes forward, the next one pushes it out and back. So I start with, in West Coast swing, typically my chest, then the rest of my chest pushes the top of my chest up and back, and each part goes up and back in succession until ultimately my hips finish to get into that anchored connection.
It should feel like in segments, like we're a bit of a centipede here.
Yeah. We talked about how the more you do this and the more body control you get, the more it will feel smooth. But for now it might feel like chest, stomach, hips, hips.
Which will come in handy if you're looking to make musical moments happen with a staccato song. You're very intentional about how choppy you're being. But for now it's a great tool to practice before you can smooth it out.
We talked about how this is a great thing to do on your anchor step. You can do this in place of a triple or with the triple. We did both variations. But basically I'm on 4, I'm on my front foot, and I'm going to roll to get to my back foot. We talked about how it's very important when I'm doing this, especially as a leader, but also as a follower, that I am finishing this roll. Right? If I don't collect my hips under me, then I'm leading from my top line, and it feels like I'm falling. And it looks like I'm falling, because I am falling. So I want to make sure that I'm rolling all the way through into my hips. This might feel like I'm sticking my butt out, but you're not. And then I'm going to lead back from my hips. We talked about that for sort of a basic one. When we cut out the triple, we added this arm sweep movement where basically the principle is that I use my hand to counter my body. So as my hand goes back, I think about that kind of pushing my chest forward into this roll. I find this one easier to do with the triple step personally, but you can try out both variations. So we go through a push break, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. And we use that arm to really push forward to start the body roll. From there we talked about this double resistance starter step that we did a couple of weeks ago. I'm thinking about tripling to the left, and then I go back and in. And then instead of just a straight double resistance, I'm going to add a little bit of body roll. It's going to be shorter than the previous ones because I have to do it only on this forward part, and then we roll back. So it looks like triple step, back, body roll, and then lead into the one. Something on your left side. The whole sequence we put together was this starter step, triple step, back body roll, left side pass, 2, 3, and 4. Push break with the sweep, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and then just a basic push break after to make sure you can lead out from it. That was your class. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much.